Hey everybody, welcome back for day 2. This is our first session of upper body. Today we're going to be working through kind of a push-up series, but believe me, I'm not just going to throw a bunch of full-on push-ups at you. Get down and give me 50. It's going to kind of build up into that. Push-ups can be pretty strenuous. Things you want to think about is the strain on the shoulder and your elbows. And you're also in a high plank position when you go through a push-up, so your core and your lower back get involved with that as well. So we're going to warm up a little bit and then we'll progress on. As I said yesterday, you're going to hear me say this more than you probably want me to, but be sure if you ever need to grab a drink of water, grab some water. If you need to take a break at any time while you're going through the workout, please take a break. We're not trying to destroy anybody. We want to have some fun over the next few weeks and kind of work on building up some work capacity so you can continue on with either your fitness regimen or your return to sport. So just be aware of that. And with further ado, let's get into the workout. What we're going to start with is what's called I's, Y's, and T's. We're going to be doing it on our backs. You'll see I have a mat laid out for myself. I'm going to come down onto my back. I like to have my knees up while I do this. If you want to have your legs down and flat, if you're more comfortable that way, please do. I'm going to have my knees bent a little bit while I do this. Now when you go for your IYTs, you're going to have your fingers pointing up to the ceiling. And you're going to tighten your core and think of driving your belly button into the floor. So if I go back, you guys, I'm just demonstrating right now. You're going to do an I to where it's comfortable. I don't want you guys to try and force yourselves to where you start arching and doing some funky stuff with your back. I want you to just come just to where your range of motion is. Feel that stretch and then come back up. Then we're going to go to a Y. Come back up, and then we'll go to a T and come back up. All right? How it'll work is we're going to do 5 reps or 5 cycles. Then we'll take a little break, and then we'll do another 5 cycles. Okay? So we're going to do 2 sets of 5, and then we'll move on to the next exercise. So let's go ahead and bring our arms up. Fingers pointing to the ceiling. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Going for my first I. Coming back up, going to my Y, just nice and slow. Just feel that range of motion. It's not a race. You're not trying to explode through these movements. You're just trying to feel that stretch. This is 2, second Y, second T. Coming back up, going for my third I. Good, nice, good stretch. My third Y, and my third T. Going for my fourth I. As I go through this and I feel this I, remember my belly button is going into the floor. I'm not arching my back, trying to get my hands and shoulders flush with the ground. I'm going to let that happen with my shoulder mobility over time. Last round, last I. Last Y, last T. See, not so bad so far. Good job. We got one more set to do, and then we'll move on. When I'm going into push-ups, like I said before, they can be pretty strenuous. You really want to warm up your shoulder girdle before you go throwing yourself into it. It's a good way to check. And what's my range of motion? And how much does my shoulders want to push? So let's go ahead and get ready. Second set. 3, 2, 1. First I. Coming back up. First Y. Coming back up. And first T. Got 4 left. Going for my I. Coming back up, going for my Y, coming back up. Second T, coming back up. Third I, coming back up. Third Y, coming back up. Third T, coming back up. Fourth I, good big stretch. Fourth Y, fourth T, last round. I, coming up. Y, coming up. And T, coming up. Okay? Now from there we can come up. If you want to grab some water while I demonstrate this next exercise, feel free. We're going to start getting into a high plank and working through, again, some shoulder mobility. Just checking out under the hood, seeing how our back feels all the way through the shoulders and triceps. Okay? So for the next part, it's a protraction retraction. And the part about push-ups, everybody remembers what our elbows do. They forget that our shoulders have to protract and retract. Protract and retract. When you retract, what you're thinking is squeezing your shoulder blades together into the middle of your spine. Now, if I was to do that in a high plank, okay, and I go retract, protract, retract, protract. A lot of times when we go down for our push-ups, what happens is you guys start pushing with your neck, your chin comes out. And you don't want to do that. You want to make sure the shoulders are doing the work. Got a lot of muscles on your back. Let them help you out going through the exercise. Now for protract and retract, we're going to do 3 sets of 5, and then we'll move on from there. So starting from a high plank, what you'll also notice is my feet aren't together when I go on my high plank. I'll keep my feet shoulder width apart. If I want more intensity, what I'll do is instead of here, is I'll bring them closer together. Okay? But shoulder width apart, totally fair. So everybody from a high plank position, we'll go 3, 2, 1, going into retraction, protraction, 1, down to retract, protract, 2, retract, protract, 3, retract, protract, 4, last one, retract, protract, and relax. So some things you might notice is your shoulders get really, really tired from this. I'm not a big, you have to always do push-ups from a high plank position. A high plank position can be done on a box. It can be done from my knees. So let's say my shoulders are starting to get really tired and I'm not comfortable protracting and retracting from a high plank. I'll just come down to my knees and I can still protract and retract. Pro-re. Your knees might be sore. What you can do from there is you can come up onto either a lower box or a higher box. So our knees and legs, we don't like to put a lot of weight on them. Doesn't mean I can't do them from up here or even on a wall. I'm still in a high plank position and I can retract and protract. Retract, protract. So it's kind of finding the way that you like and that's comfortable, because what we want to do is we want quality push-ups. And as long as you're pushing, it'll all work itself out to where you'll be doing them from a high plank. Just work within your means. So let's go ahead and get ready for our second set. Back to our high plank. I'm going to start with a retract. We'll go 3, 2, 1, dropping down for retraction, up, protract. That's 1. Down for retract, protract. That's 2. Retract, protract. That's 3. Retract, Protract, that's 4. Retract. Protract, that's 5. And relax. Go ahead and grab some water. Good deep breaths. You guys are doing awesome. Just focusing on that movement right there, it gets you out of the idea that push-ups are all about the arms. You know, because you want to engage your chest, you want to engage your back. Let them help you push through the motion. So it's just something to be aware of. If the shoulders are starting to get tired, that's good. It'll make your push-ups so much stronger. So let's go ahead and get ready. We'll head for our third set. Going into my high plank. Again, I'm going to start with a retraction to protraction. We'll go 3, 2, 1, retract, protract, 1, retract, protract, 2, retract, protract, 3, retract, protract, 4, retract, protract, 5, and go ahead and relax. Nice work. From there, we're going to go grab a drink of water. I'm going to demonstrate the next exercise. Some of you that have done yoga are going to recognize what's going on. I really like it because, again, it's working on shoulder mobility and activating my shoulders. And it's going to be a downward dog to what I call a yoga push-up. All right? So if I go back to my high plank, my feet shut slightly wider than shoulder width. Here, I'm going to push back with my palms, driving my hips up to the sky. Now from there, I'm going to go for the push-up part. What I'm thinking is that there's a limbo bar about yay high up by my hands and up by my wrists. It goes about halfway up your forearms. So when I come down, I want to go under that bar. I'm going to come down and back. All right? Now the nice part about it, when you go down to that bar, is that the arms give out. You can just lay right on the ground and push through. It doesn't have to be with your body hovering. So if I'm here, my arms get tired, I can work myself on the ground. Notice I'm on my knees, I can come back up that way as well. All right? So a little bit of variation to where you don't have to hover the whole time. So with these, again, we're going to be doing 3 sets of 5. At any point you need to take a break or a rest, please do. And just follow along and jump in when you're ready. So let's go to our high plank. Again, feet slightly wide. We'll go ahead and drive our hips back into our downward dog, getting ready. Coming forward, slinking down. This is 1. Sliding forward, back to high plank. That's 1. Back for downward dog. Coming forward, slinking under, sliding forward, back to high plank. That's 2. Downward dog. Slinking down, coming forward, back to high plank. That's 3. We got 2 left. Hang in there, stay with me. Downward dog, slinking forward, sliding under that bar, coming up, high plank, that's 4. Last one, downward dog, slinking forward, back to high plank, that's 5. Knees down and take a break. Nice work. Those are not the easiest push-ups. But I do like it. Coming out of that pike position, coming down, it definitely loads the shoulders up. Moving at a slow enough pace, you can kind of, when you're sweeping through, you can really feel that shoulder articulate. So if you're doing regular push-ups and you get an ow, this is a good pre-exercise to find out where that ow is going to be and where you might want to limit your range of motion. That brings up another point. The limbo bar does not have to be all the way to the ground either. Okay, that's something where, Jared, my downward dog and going back, that's good enough for strain on the shoulder. That's where you start and work from. That's completely okay. So fair game for a way to modify the exercise. So let's get ready and go into our second set. Coming into my high plank. Pushing with my palms, drive the hips up to the sky, downward dog. Coming forward, sliding under that bar. Back to high plank. Hips, go drive back, downward dog, heading into our second one. Coming forward, slink under the bar. Back to high plank, that's 2. Driving the hips up. Slinking under that bar, heading for our third. High plank, drive the hips up. Slinking down, this is our fourth one. We only have one more of this set. High plank, hips up. Last one, driving down, coming forward, high plank, and relax. Good deep breaths. Grab some water. Definitely take a break. We're going to be doing a lot of reps of this. So make sure to look at how much rest you're getting. A lot of times I like to talk, so it normally will give you enough time to recover between the triceps, the shoulders, and the chest for you to go back into this. But recognize if you're doing it on your own, it's not really a race right now. Weeks and months down the road, when we build up the work capacity to where we can really crank some reps, you might be cutting that rest down to where you're not doing 30 to 45 seconds. You might be doing only 20 seconds. And that's something we'll build into later on down the road. So we're going to do one more set and then work into our next exercise. So going back to our high plank again, downward dog to our little yoga push-up. So coming to our high plank, getting ready. Go ahead and drive those hips back. Get into that downward dog, coming forward, slinking under that bar. There's one. Back to high plank. Driving the hips back and up. Downward dog. Coming forward, slinking under that bar. Back to high plank. That's 2. Hips go back. Downward dog. Coming forward, heading for the third. Slinking under that bar. High plank. Hips up. Coming down, slinking under that bar. We got one more to go. Last one of the set. Hips back. From downward dog, slinking down under that bar. 5th one. High plank and relax. Good job. Nice work, everybody. So, progressing on, we're going to start getting into a little more deeper push-up. But instead of going all the way to the ground, we're going to be doing 90s. And 90s is just where my arm is bent at 90 degrees. Okay, I don't need you to go any lower for today. This is the lowest, other than what we just did. This is the last of the low part of the push-up. Weeks go on, we will be going into all the way down, all the way up. If somebody wants to go all the way down and they're feeling strong enough to do it, by all means, go for it. But I'm just looking for 90 degrees. What it looks like, I'm going to demonstrate, because the 90-degree push-up is going to go to a T rotation. Again, we're working on shoulder mobility and shoulder stability. All right? So how this will look, push-up position, I'm going to go down 90 degrees, come up, plant on my right. Going down 90, coming up on my left. Okay? Down, up, right. Let's So that's what we're going with. You'll notice my feet aren't together. The further the feet go apart, especially on this exercise, it'll give you more balance on that shoulder. If you want to make it tougher, bring your feet really close together. So I'm going to grab a sip of water and then we'll get into our first set. Again, for this, we're going to be doing 3 sets of 5 repetitions. All right. Water is so good. So coming into our high plank, again, 90-degree push-ups with a T rotation. Coming into my high plank, we'll go 3, 2, 1, go down for 90, come up, rotate right. That's 1, 90, up, rotate. That's 2, down, or that's 1 for right, 1 for left, going into our second one, rotate, 90, 2 left, 90, back up to right for 3, going for 90, left for 3, 90, 4, 90, 4. Last ones, 90, 5, 90, and 5. Back to high plank, and relax. Good deep breaths. Roll them out if you need to. Widen it. Whatever we need for the break. Now again, with these 90s, let's say my arms are really getting tired. You might not go down to a full 90. It might just be a 45 or a little pulse. And that's completely acceptable. The other thing you can do, if you still want to make them 90s, is again, don't be afraid to grab a box or your couch, your bed, a really stable chair. Got to be careful with chairs sometimes because you put a lot of weight on an edge and it's going to want to tip. So just make sure you test it out before you throw your whole weight behind something. But if I was using a box, I could easily go 90s here, okay? So just food for thought on how to change it up a little bit, especially if your arms get really, really tired. All right, let's go ahead and get ready. We're gonna go into our second set. Remember, 90s with the twist. Go into our high plank. We'll go 3, 2, 1, down to 90, up, right for 1, down, 90, 1 for left, down, 90, 2 for right, down and 90, 2 for left, down and 90, 3 right, down and 90. 3 left. 2 left to go. Hang in there. 90. 4 right. 90. 4 left. Last round. 90. Right. 90. Left. Back to high plank. And relax. Definitely lights the chest up. Make sure you get water. Good last break before we jump into our last set. Last reel. After this, it's just little push pulses. Excuse me. This is where recovery becomes a big thing. We got one last set to go. Again, if you get really tired, either cut the range of motion or go up on an elevated surface to take some of the body weight out. But you guys are doing a beautiful job. This is awesome. Get it to where I love push-ups. That's what I want to hear. I love push-ups. So going into our last set, coming to our high plank. Set, going down, 90, coming up, right, over, 90, one for left, down, 90, coming up, right for 2, down, 90, left for 2, down, there's your 90, back to right for 3, down, coming up, left for 3, down, right for 4, down, left for 4, last round, down, right, down, left. High plank, and relax. Nice job. Woo! 3 sets of 5. So, get a drink of water, take it easy. I'm gonna give myself a little break. Last thing we have is push pulses. And if you ever notice, let's say you're at practice, you've been running a lot of mileage, and your shoulders, you know, and your triceps are just really tight, sore. The elbows don't want to push. You can always go into push pulse. Push pulses are really nice because you still get that muscle activation, but it's a really quick push up. This is the one time, if you're doing a push pulse, you're allowed to cheat. That's the kind of way you look at this one, because normally everybody's just like, what is that? Well, ask anybody to do consecutive sets of these, and they'll find that their chest and their arms just get wrecked. So, push pulse is exactly like it sounds. Again, this can be done from knees, elevated surface, or a high plank. That's up to you. That's kind of where you get to make it your own workout. But all it looks like is I go from my high plank, and I'm just going to do this little pulse. I almost look like a shock absorber. And all I'm going to do is this. Okay? It doesn't seem like much, but you do enough reps, it will light the back of your arms, shoulders, and chest up completely. For today, we're going to do 3 sets of 10 repetitions. Yay! This is the sweet part, because it's no 90s, no more yogas, just these little pulses. But our body should be pretty tired by now, so you should be able to feel these pretty good. Let's go ahead and hit our high plank. And we'll go 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. That's it. That's all they are. Later on down the road, I'm not going to keep count. I'm going to keep time. That way, you don't have to be on a particular pace. Because some people will want to do these a little bit slower. Some people are going to want to crank them a little bit quicker. And we're all different. And that's good. You know, respect those differences. Again, make it part of your workout on where you want to be. All right? Let's go ahead and head back to our high plank again. Second set. Again, 10 reps. We'll go 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Easy peasy. It's the best one of the push-ups, isn't it? That's what I think. I don't have to go all the way down anymore. But again, once those elbows and shoulders, you get that retraction with the shoulder, and those elbows start to bend, you can feel the back of your arms, shoulders, and chest and a little bit in your back, it's all going to activate. And that's what we want, a little bit of muscle activation. Over time, we'll get a little bit deeper and get more range of motion out of this. So food for thought. Let's head into our last set. After this, we're going to segue into working our back. Okay, so high plank. Go 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Good job. There's our chest and push-up portion. It's a nice little push-up series. Good job, everybody. Nice work. I like it. I'm going to be putting my mat away because we're going to return to our feet for the next part of this workout. Give me 1 second. All right. So now we're going to be segueing into working our back. Now for this, and for today, if you don't have your backpack or anything ready, I'm going to do it both ways. I've got mine today. Usually when I work out with my backpack, for working my back or if I'm doing some chest exercises, I'll grab the back straps and I'll tighten them up all the way. That way the weight and what you're pulling on, it helps to keep your center of mass to where you're not swinging and the back goes everywhere. It stays pretty tight this way. But what we're going to start with is bent over rows. I'll demonstrate it for you. In bent over rows, a lot of what I see and what happens is everybody likes to arch their back, roll their back over, and get really, really hunched. And how I was talking with the protraction and retraction, you want to think half retract, standing nice and tall, flat back. When I bend, I'm only bending from my hips, okay? Notice my spine, I'm not getting a lot of this. I'm still standing tall, I just happen to have my hips bent, okay? My legs are not locked. I have what I call them soft knees, slightly bent, okay? But you're not in a squat. You're kind of in your athletic stance, okay? And for the bent over row part, just relax your arms. They're just dangly little ropes. Now imagine you're holding something, either a bar or a bag. I'm just going to do it without for right now. Notice where my arms are going. It's kind of midway between my chest and my belly. That's kind of where I'm aiming. Okay, I'm not aiming up here for my shoulders, all right? And I'm not aiming for my hips. Just kind of midway, all right? The other thing to think about when you're shooting for midway is what my back is doing. I'm really squeezing my back. I'm trying to bring my shoulder blades, my spine's right here. I'm trying to bring my shoulder blades to touch my spine. Just squeeze it together. You can think there's a pencil in the middle of your back. Can you squeeze it? Can you hold a pencil? And that's kind of what you think of when you're doing this. So if I'm here, this is kind of my motion. Now if I'm bent over, it's the same motion. All right? And you only need, this is something you can do body weight. If you want to add weight, you're only trying to do enough weight to where you keep good form. This is really important because if you start rolling your back and throwing that weight up, that all goes on the spine versus the muscles. And we want to work our muscles, we want to work our back core when we're doing a bent over row. Okay? So we're going to do 2 sets of 10 and then we'll move on. I'm going to do 1 set with a backpack and then I'll do 1 set without. All right? So you can see both ways and then we'll move from there. So however it's comfortable for you, I'm going to have my straps here. Going over, standing nice and tall. Again, protracted, retracted. Stand nice and tall. Coming over, bending just from the hips. And what you're going to notice is that you're going to feel a stretch on your hamstrings. Only go to where it's comfortable. So if you're here, and that's where your rows are, that's as far as the hamstrings want to go. If you can go a little lower, get a little more stretch out of it, go for it, by all means. All right, so nice stretch. I go as slow as I feel that stretch. That's as far as I need to go. We'll go, got my noodle arms, I'm set, flat back. We'll go 3, 2, 1, pull, squeeze. That's 1, relax. Pull, squeeze. 2, relax. Coming up for 3, pull, squeeze the back, relax. Pull, 4, squeeze, and relax. Pull, 5, relax. Pull, 6, relax. Pull, 7, relax. Pull, 8, relax. Pull, 9, relax. Last one, pull, 10, and relax. Just leave the backpack if you're using one on the ground. Go ahead and stand tall. Grab a drink of water. Suck some air. Oxygen is good. And we'll go from there. Normally when I see a bent over row, if I'm in the gym, I notice, yeah, I'm telling you to really squeeze. You're really trying to focus on squeezing that back, pulling from the muscles on the backside versus using your arms. A lot of times you can just hang out for a sec. So what I mean by that, notice my shoulders and my back aren't really doing a lot of work here versus really protracting, retracting, boom, boom, really squeezing those shoulder blades together. All right, so let's go ahead, feet shoulder width apart, heading over for a bent over row. I'm gonna bend from my hips, nice flat back, grab my backpack, 3, 2, 1, squeeze, 1, relax, squeeze, 2, relax, squeeze, 3, relax, squeeze, 4, relax, squeeze, 5, relax, squeeze, 6, relax, squeeze, 7, relax, squeeze, 8, relax, squeeze, 9, relax, squeeze, 10, relax, leave the backpack, stand tall, and take a break. Feel free to grab some water, and we'll move into our next exercise. If you want to use your backpack for this, you can. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to use my Nalgene bottle. Luckily for me, I've been drinking plenty of water, so now it's been lightened up for me. Yay! So we're going to go to a single arm row. This is something that you can use a box, or if you want, you can take the same position that we just had. The difference being is the weight's not center anymore, it's a little off, either to your left side or your right side. And depending on how your lower back feels, you may want to use a box to brace yourself on. And I'll show you what that looks like after my sip. All right, so if I'm just going to do a single arm row, just on my own, you can be here and row that way. You'll notice this hand, I'll just kind of have it out here for balance. If I need it, I can put it on my knee and use it for support. Notice my back is still flat while I'm doing this. Okay, I'm not rolling. Good tight core. Now, if that's uncomfortable for you, you can use a box or a couch, however, whatever you have at home. This is something that you can use a chair with because you can put your hand in the middle of the chair while you're bracing. And how this will look with that is now I can sit a little bit forward, and what that'll do, that support right there, you'll feel it on your lower back. It makes it a lot easier. Because between the push-ups and the bent over rows, sometimes our core might just be getting tired about now. So we want to make sure we support it and we don't open it to any kind of injury. So I'll use a box for something like this. Still having a flat back and pull and squeeze. The difference that you'll see with a Nalgene bottle versus a backpack is you're going to have a little more range of motion. You can get just a little more squeeze out of this. Okay? So I'm going to use the box for this just to kind of show you different variations that we can use. All right? So I'm going to start with my left hand. Feet shoulder width apart, coming over, hinging from the hips, supporting myself on my box. Arms nice and noodled. And we're going to do 10 on each side. Go 3, 2, 1. Pull. Relax for 1. Pull. Relax for 2. Pull. Relax for 3. Pull. Relax for 4. Pull. Relax for 5. Pull. Relax for 6. Pull. Relax for 7. Pull. Relax for 8. Pull. That's 9. Last one. Pull. And relax. You can set your bottle down. Nice and easy. Roll that shoulder out if you need to. Sometimes you have to give the arm that was working a little bit of break before you go and brace on it. Might be a little more tired than you think. So grabbing my water bottle in my right hand. Let me switch sides. Coming forward, remember we're just hinging from the hips, not the back. Keep that back nice and tight. Coming over. Arms relaxed. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Pull and squeeze for 1. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 2. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 3. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 4. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 5. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 6. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 7. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 8. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 9. Relax. And pull, squeeze for 10. Relax. Go ahead and set your bottle down, grab some water. We have one more set of that to do. I think we have time for one more exercise after that. And then I'll cut you loose for the day. It's kind of nice. I think this is your first week of school. You get done with all your Zoom meetings and Teams and get to do a little physical activity. Kind of knocks off the stress of the day, sitting in front of a computer screen. So, I appreciate you coming to hang out with me. So going into our second set, grabbing my water bottle. I'm going to use my leg for a brace this time. Hinging from the hips, coming over. Arm down, we're ready. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Pull and squeeze for 1. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 2. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 3. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 4. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 5. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 6. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 7. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 8. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 9. Relax. Pull, squeeze for 10. And relax. Go ahead and set your water bottle down. Shake that out a little bit. Nice job. We're coming into our last set of our second to last exercise. You guys are doing awesome with this. First upper body for the session, right? It's kind of cool. It'll be cool to see on where we're at in a few weeks. So coming into right arm, grabbing my water bottle. I'm going to brace my left hand on my left knee. I'm going to hinge from my hips. Nice flat back. Relax that arm. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Pull and squeeze for 1. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 2. Relax. Pull and squeeze for 3, relax. Pull and squeeze for 4, relax. Pull and squeeze for 5, relax. Pull and squeeze for 6, relax. Pull and squeeze for 7, relax. Pull and squeeze for 8, relax. Second last one, pull and squeeze for 9, relax. Last one, pull and squeeze for 10, and relax. Go ahead and set your bottle down. Nice work. Good job. One last exercise to do. It's just going to be 2 sets of 10. Grab some water. This exercise, I'm going to use body weight. I'm not going to use any equipment. If you have a couple of water bottles or something, you can, but I'm not going to use anything for this. Your last exercise is going to be a reverse fly. And in the beginning, all the way back 45 minutes ago, we were doing our I's, Y's, and T's. And the T was laying on our back, and it was meant to warm up our shoulders. Well, now we're going to work the back side of our shoulders. And since on our bent over row and our single arm bent over row, we're from a hinge position, you're going to do the same thing for a reverse fly. And I'm going to have my feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to come forward, arms relaxed, and I'm going to come up to my T. Okay? And then back down. And come up to my T. And back down. And a lot of times, what you'll see people do if they're in the gym is they'll have these big old dumbbells. And they'll be somewhat bent over, and they're going to be just winging their arms. And I can do this all day, right? But to actually squeeze your back. And I'm not saying you have to have your arms locked out. You don't want to be hugging a barrel while you're doing this. You're going to have just a slight bend in the elbow. You know, if my elbow's locked, I'm just going to have a slight bend. And from that bent over, I'm just going to be really controlled about my motion when I'm doing this. I'm not flapping at all. All right? So we got 2 sets of 10, and then I'll cut you loose for the day. All right? So feet shoulder width apart. Coming forward from your hinge. Just where the stretch in your lower back will let you be comfortable. Arms front. I got my palms together. We'll go 3, 2, 1, and squeeze. 1, squeeze, relax for 2, squeeze, relax for 3, squeeze, relax for 4, squeeze, relax for 5, squeeze, relax for 6, squeeze, relax for 7, squeeze, that's 8, squeeze, there's 9, relax, squeeze, and that's 10, relax, come out of your hinge, and take it easy for a second. Those aren't so bad, right? Should be feeling those shoulder blades by now. Just nice and easy. It's a good way to finish a workout, a back routine, or if you're doing a lot of push-ups. You know, those shoulder blades are doing a lot of work. I like reverse flies at the end of a routine. It just kind of opens everything back up. Gives my shoulder blades a little time to rest. Get some mobility. So coming into our last set, feet shoulder width apart. Remember, bending from the hips. Good flat back. I'm going to relax my arms. My palms are together. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Squeeze and relax for 1. Squeeze. Relax for 2. Squeeze. Relax for 3. Squeeze. Relax for 4. Squeeze. Relax for 5. Squeeze. Relax for 6. Squeeze. Relax for 7. Squeeze. Relax for 8. Squeeze. Relax for 9. Last one. Squeeze. Relax. Come to a standing position. Give yourselves a hand. Nice job today. Wonderful work on upper body. Good for a first session. setting up. If you guys could, for me, before we sign off, send me a picture of you being hashtag Jeremy Strong at Owls News on Twitter. Any pictures we get, we'd appreciate it. I'd like to see you guys. Good feedback from me seeing you guys work out. Anyways, thank you for coming. And tomorrow is going to be stretch, mobility, and some core. So thank you, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Bye-bye.